What's going on, guys? I'm E, and this is Simply Put Scents. On this channel, I try to entertain you while talking about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. So do hit that subscribe button because I do these videos weekly and I love what I do. I wanted to do a list for my subs out there who like classic style scents but don't want to go scavenging for like overpriced vintage bottles with evaporated top notes to capture that classic old school vibe. Now, to those of you who are out there doing it up like that, I get your pain. I mean, it seems as though fragrance brands are more focused on young men more and more, and you just can't get with the typical new stuff brands are releasing. But fellas, I want to share with you great fragrances that have been released recently, relatively recently, and have a classic masculine style you would appreciate. But the difference is they're just done in a more modern way. And you can find great modern options that will allow you to bridge that gap between what you like from the old and bring you forward to the new. The fragrances that I'm about to mention are again modern, masculine, and they're perfect for conservative or professional men that like to be taken seriously. So let's get started. From the house of Zara, Wood Noir. Wood Noir is a very nice classic style fragrance from the house of Zara. If you're a man who feels Zara is all about sweet childish scents, you should really smell Wood Noir. It's dark, it's woodsy, but it has a really fresh classic vibe. It's one of Zara's strongest fragrances and it sticks to cloth for a very, very long time. It's lavender, woods, and sage all together, and guys who appreciate classic lavender scents might be surprised Zara makes a scent like this, like I was. So, you know, I would describe it as dark, herbal, and fresh. Pour un homme de Caron Sport. Now, this is a great old meets new type of fragrance from a very, very beloved and underrated house. Caron Sport is the perfect, playful, casual fragrance for the more conservative guy. Caron has a great reputation with men of a certain life experience, and Caron Sport is their attempt to modernize their classic legend scent from 1934, the original Pour un homme de Caron. And I really think they did a great job doing just that. Caron Sport maintains the sensibility of their classic style, but with a more playful and fresh slant. It doesn't hurt that it can be found for prices under $40 online. I'm just saying. And to be honest, it's a really great sporty but classy fragrance. From the house of Ferrari, Bright Neroli. If you're a fan of masculine, citrusy, colonia style scents, the Italian car brand Ferrari will scratch your itch, no question, with Bright Neroli. That sounds crazy, but anyway. It's a really well-made Neroli and citrus scent with a cool, earthy vetiver base. Unlike a lot of scents made by designer brands over the last couple of years, Bright Neroli is a warm weather scent with a very classic and masculine style. If you are a type of guy who likes their freshies with some sophistication, Bright Neroli is a great option. My man Chad from A Gentleman's Journey put me onto this scent, and he describes it as a designer version of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, and I think he's onto something. They aren't clones, but they share a similar style, and I have to admit that I don't think the Ford offering is $200 better than Bright Neroli. But that's just me. I would describe this scent as refreshing, floral, and clean. Speaking of a sophisticated freshie, from the house of Varvatos, Artisan Pure. Bright Neroli is more of a fresh scent, whereas Artisan Pure is a lot more of a clean scent. It's a weird difference, but there is one. Varvatos Artisan Pure has citruses, but they aren't as in your face or hyped up as in Bright Neroli. It's not as bright, but it comes across like a cleaner smell. I find that Artisan Pure has a more interesting composition though. As I said in previous videos, Artisan Pure reminds me of Creed's Pure White Cologne, which is an over $500 fragrance. Artisan Pure though is a perfect alternative for that classic clean smell. I would describe it as masculine, soapy, and tasteful. From the house of Armani, Aqua de Jour, Essenza. Now, this is another scent for guys out there who love old school Colonia styled scents. And ADG is really, really good. If you like Aqua de Jour's DNA, but you want it more fresh, more spicy, and with a greener slant, here you go with Essenza. Profumo though might be the best of the ADG line, but Essenza is the best warm weather version out of the trio in my opinion, including the original. Essenza starts off with a really citrusy, fresh, watery DNA of the original Aqua de Jour, but with added spices, some extra freshness, and again, added greenness. Of all the Aqua de Jours, it's the most classic leaning in terms of style, and it really comes across like a modern version of a classic scent. From the house of English Laundry, Windsor. This scent, guys, surprised me when I got my nose on it. Like, a sample of it was sent to me by Max Aroma, who put me on their PR list, and after smelling it on a wand, I ordered this fragrance the next day. It's really, really nice. It's a very modern styled fougere type of fragrance, but done in a totally different way. The main stars of the scent note-wise are red apple, cinnamon, and tonka. It starts off very bright and fruity, with lots of citruses and a strong red apple note, which gives way to a warmer, spicy heart of cinnamon and pepper, and the base is woods, tonka, and vetiver. It has 3 distinct phases, guys: fruity, spicy, and woody. And all phases are very, very easy to appreciate. From the house of Gucci, Gucci Guilty Absolut. Gucci Guilty Absolut is a throwback to the days when men's fragrances were a lot more difficult for women to pull off. I can't imagine a woman wanting to smell like Gucci Guilty Absolut. It's a dry combo of woods, vetiver, and leather. It comes across masculine. It comes across mature, but not in an age way, in a mindset way. It's a leather boot type of scent. It's a leather jacket type of scent. It's smoky, rugged, dark, and it's not trying to be Invictus or Sauvage, and that is really cool to me. But it could also be a gala type of scent or a tuxedo appropriate fragrance. You know, a lot of guys complain that this isn't a compliment getter and that it's not easy to wear. And I could understand those knocks, but it's an artistic fragrance. I mean, it's artistic leaning. You gotta appreciate the art of scents to appreciate Gucci Guilty Absolut. But if you appreciate the art of it, it's really doing its thing. Icon is my favorite fragrance from the Dunhill house. Recently, people complained a little bit about the performance of it, but I gotta admit to you dudes, all I have to do is take a decant. Okay, see, check this out, guys. Let me show you something. See this? You see all this stuff? Empty bottles. Buy these in bulk. Fragrances that don't last. Boom. You spray it in here. You spray it about a third way. I never fill these up. Spray it about a third way. Take this with you. You have your scent for the rest of the day. And whether it lasts 3 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, it lasts as long as you got it. That's the bottom line, which is a good thing. So yeah, it doesn't, like fragrances in terms of their strength, it doesn't as much matter to me because I got these. And you can have these too. It's really, really worth the effort to get decants and just spray your fragrances that don't last. But anyway, but if that's too much hassle, guys, I'd suggest spraying your collars or your t-shirts and it'll last a lot longer. Icon was a scent made for the professional man. It's one of my favorite designer work scent options for the summertime, but if you decant it, it has the scent profile that makes it a viable option in every season. You could wear this all year round. It could be a signature scent, easily. It's unmistakably masculine and it's sophisticated with no unnecessary sweetness. Neroli, pepper, cardamom, along with vetiver are the main notes in this scent to my nose, and it has a very classic fougere style, but again done in a very contemporary, modern way. Number 3 is a legend, but slightly improved in my opinion, from the house of Hermes, Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum. It would be hard to find a designer fragrance that uses orange better than Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum. Many people believe Terre d'Hermes EDT is the best designer fragrance for men ever made, and I can say for sure that it would be in my top 10 for sure, but I actually prefer the EDP to that, and I believe it's a great build on the original Terre d'Hermes DNA. If you're a guy who wants to smell professional, classy, tasteful, refined, Terre d'Hermes has to be tried. Dirty, earthy orange would be the words I'd use to describe it. It's not going to get young girls wanting to stick their noses in your neck, not at all. But what it will communicate about the guy wearing it is that he's a man who has his together, and to many, many women, that is very sexy, dudes. Habit Rouge Dress Code by Guerlain. Guys, this is the classiest gourmand scent I've ever smelled. It takes the dated, rosy, leathery DNA of the original Habit Rouge and beats it down with the gourmand notes like praline and vanilla. It smells old school at first. You're left scratching your head hours into it when the smell just completely shifts. Like, it has like one of the best dry downs in my entire collection. So if you don't like gourmand style fragrances, this isn't for you. But in terms of quality, blend, transitions, appeal, and performance, this scent was hitting on all cylinders. Like, it took the old school Habit Rouge, which I found a little bit too old school for my current taste, and modernized it by making it almost edible smelling. And I think it works beautifully. Again, the classiest gourmand ever would be the words I'd use to describe it. N1 from the house of Hermes again, Bellamy Vetiver. Bellamy Vetiver tops this list because it's the perfect smell that bridges old school and new school. That's just the bottom line, in my opinion. Bellamy Vetiver is something I think my dad's generation could easily reach for, but it's also something my generation and generations below mine could easily reach for also. As long as you're pulling off a professional or conservative look, this fragrance goes hand in hand with it, perfectly complementing a conservative, preppy, or, you know, upscale style. Bellamy Vetiver is a very timeless scent that borrows from a very classic men's leather fragrance, Bellamy, and it adapts it for today's modern professional. It's a lot more stripped down and a lot less cluttered than the original Bellamy, which really allows the citruses, spices, and leather to grab you by the nose and keep you interested in what's coming next. It wears for a while, but it never intrudes on other people. Like, again, just the epitome of class. And it will be another scent that will enhance your image. If you smell this on a person, you wouldn't think immature, childish, old man, or grandpa. You would think, this smells rich, this smells tasteful, it smells great. So this was my list for those squad members out there who prefer masculine scents with a classic feel. And I hope you appreciated the list, guys. Like, what are some of your favorite modern scents with an old school vibe? Share them in the comment section and help your fellow squad members, you know. I really thank you guys for watching. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Of course, subscribe if you appreciate this video. And if you're looking for future videos like this. And yeah, like this video if you feel like it. I really appreciate you watching, guys. I just do hope, though, that a lot of you guys out there who kind of feel like you're not being paid attention to appreciate this list, because I'm paying attention to you guys. And yeah, you'll love these fragrances when you get your nose on them. Let me know what you think, though. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching again. I'm E. This is Simply Put Scents. And I'm Simply OUT. Peace. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a fragrance that came out in the year 2016 by the house Ferrari, and the fragrance is Whoa.
When I say whoa,